Wow! What is up? It's Apoqsi back at it again with the Elder Scrolls 6 Wishlist series. I told you all there was gonna be more, but you probably didn't believe me because I've done a lot of false promises in the past with video series. But here we are, we're breaking that tradition. So without further ado, let's roll the intro. Welcome home. Alright, so the series is 100% driven by all of you and the comments you leave on each episode with your wishes for the next Elder Scrolls game. So whatever changes, features, or improvements you'd like to see in the Elder Scrolls 6, leave it down in the comments section below, and it may just be featured in a future episode. So our first comment comes from Cole Gobnobbler and New California Ranger, who both want a Nemesis system in the Elder Scrolls 6. Now with this system, essentially each Nemesis is a dynamically generated enemy that remembers the interactions players and other enemies have with him and reacts accordingly when they meet again. Really, it's much more complicated and in-depth than that, so I'll leave a link down below for you to read more because I do not know how to explain the system very well in a short amount of time, because this is not an explanation of the Nemesis system video. This is the Elder Scrolls 6 Wishlist series, so here we go. So excusing my stupidity for just a moment, just think about how many different things could be taken into account for this Nemesis system. So what I'm going to make you think about for just a moment here is what could be used for immunities and what could be used for weaknesses for these different Nemesis in the Nemesis system, and what could be taken into account for all these ranked enemies. So what could be done here is different magicka could have different effects. They could be immune, they could be weaknesses. Enchantments, we've got different weaponry like swords, blades, we've got maces, we've got bows, we've got even crossbows. We've got all these crazy things that could be taken into account that could be weaknesses or immunities. And there's stealth, and there's just so many things that could be taken into account in the Elder Scrolls. Especially if you look at Skyrim, the amount of different weaponry and ways you can take out enemies, there's so many different things that could be taken into account for these different Nemesis, for their immunities, and for their weaknesses. And that alone is absolutely insane. But the amount of different factions and enemies that could be taken into account is also insane. Think of how many different factions there are in the Elder Scrolls. It's insane. Now moving on to our next wish, we've got a comment from Alex Dove for better combat. So what he said is, better combat is a must. Hack and slash is repetitive and boring. I want something with some skill to it. Example, similar to Assassin's Creed or Batman Arkham games where dodging plus counterattacks are important. And we got an additional comment from BCPW talking about the same thing. I just want better combat. Actual hitboxes, dodging, aka just make the game Dark Souls. I'd also like to note that that Dark Souls comment he didn't actually mean literally, but I see where his wish is coming from. However, what I want to point out here is the Fallout Pro 21 comment where he says, I really don't like that. No dodging, combat roll, etc. Does that shit even work in such a game in first person? And I really wanted to address this comment because it is an important topic to quickly go over here. Now, I understand that rolling in first person, not the best thing. We've seen it done in GTA 5. No, throw that out the window. I don't want to see no rolling in first person ever again done in any video game. However, something that was done very well is the Dying Light dash feature. And I'm pretty sure this has been done in other games, but it works very well in first person. Dying Light, if you don't know, is a first person only game. And they did the dash mechanic where you can dash side to side, you can dash backward, and I believe you can even dash forward. And in the Elder Scrolls, they could even maybe treat it like a perk of sorts and tie in RPG aspects to it, which would be pretty damn awesome. And I think that this could work very well. I think it would add a whole new feeling to the combat system, especially if the combat system was overhauled with things like hitboxes and having this dodging dash mechanic. I think it could work pretty damn fucking well. Alright, so moving on to the last wish of the video. This kind of ties in with the dash mechanic being sort of like a perk. This comes from Clint Eastwood, who commented, I feel like instead of having random perks like plus 50% more damage with bows, swords, etc., we should have more perks like the forward roll. Maybe go back to the old Oblivion style of character development. For example, like the more you jump and swim, the more athletic you become. Thus unlocking perks which allow you to jump higher or swim faster, or maybe even perks which add new mechanics like heavy attacks the more you train with heavy weapons, or adding more takedowns the more assassinations you perform. Or the more athletic you are, you can learn parkour or something. basically just a dynamic leveling system rather than just making you slightly stronger each level. Now, holy Clint Eastwood, you hit it right on the nail, at least in my opinion for this one. I want to see some more unique perks. That's as simple as I can say it. So one of the things that I really grabbed out of this comment and that I really like and that I do want to see in the Elder Scrolls is having perks which actually add whole new mechanics to the game. Sometimes maybe even making a dramatic impact in the game. So anyways, that's actually it for this wishlist video. Make sure to leave all your Elder Scrolls 6 wishes down in the comment section below. Also, if you're happy with the continuation of this series, please smack that like button down below and subscribe to join the good fight if you haven't already. It would be super greatly appreciated. In addition, check out SugarBombed.com, the sexy forum website made by Bethesda fans for all Bethesda fans. The link is in the description. So anyways, until next time, this is Apoqsi, signing off.